I grew up in Naperville, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago and is predominantly made up of white upper middle class families. So there really isn't a lot of diversity, and that's one of the big reasons why I wanted to go to Bali is to get out of my comfort zone and be in a place where I'm not surrounded by people I'm familiar with and try to learn more about another culture. And I'm from a family of six, and we were all raised Christian and a bit in a more conservative household, but definitely as we got older, all of our political views turned to be more liberal. I would say that our family really values family time as we are all a very close knit family. And I thought it was really interesting because that's a value that held true to my family in Bali, which I thought was a nice connection and was pretty comforting when I got there and realized that. I really liked that we were in Sonora and Ubud before going into the village. I think it was good for me to slowly adjust myself, considering that Sonora and Ubud are a bit more touristy. I also think it was important that we saw Ubud and Sonora in that tourist side of Bali before going into the village, because it gave us a contrast before seeing the more authentic, real sides of Bali. After my visit to Ubud, this is what I wrote in my journal. I really enjoyed Ubud. It was interesting because it was a mix of authentic Bali and westernized Bali. For example, there were 2 Ralph Laurens in town and a Starbucks. It was also filled with tourists and tourist attractions. Maggie said that it is vacation Bali, so it makes sense as to why I would like it. But I think it'll be interesting to see the contrast in Ubud to Karamatan. I'm grateful for this opportunity to immerse myself in Balinese culture in Karamatan, so I don't have this one-sided view of Bali. When we got to the village in Karamatan, I was lucky in that in my homestay house I had my own little hut, and I had a western bathroom and even this really cute balcony up with a view of the whole village. And when I met my homestay family, they were so nice, and my Ibu and Bapak would sit with me during my meals, and every day we'd talk for hours during dinner time. And I even wrote a little blurb on my journal on the first day I had dinner with them, and that was day 4, and I said, I am proud of myself. Why? Because I really challenged myself to connect with them and truly felt that I did. I genuinely like them, and I am so happy I was placed with them.
I want to say no.
After I got back from the village and going into the free weekend and really experiencing the tourism side of Bali once again, I kind of really did have that aha moment of realizing how important tourism is in Bali, but also finding that balance of realizing that it isn't really depicting the true and authentic side of what Bali has to offer. I wrote in my journal this. It really does shed light on the fact that there really is 2 different parts of a lot of destinations, the authentic side and the tourist side, but it's hard to find the right balance and outlook on it all. It's good because it's bringing jobs to people in Bali as well as economic growth, but bad because people are not seeing Bali for its true culture. I'm still not sure of what to think of this. I think that globalization and its impact on the world, and especially destination spots, is that it's not necessarily a bad thing. It is bringing a lot of economic growth and good to Bali, but I think it's important as tourists and as I go into different destination spots throughout my life that I'm aware that I'm a visitor in this space and I want to be respectful of their culture and learn and seek to understand it rather than just being there to experience the beauty when there is usually a lot more to it than just that.